Hello and welcome to my basement. This is my attempt to document seed starting for my garden in the year 2025. This is the setup. I have a $80 Amazon light mover I have hooked up to this grow light that I've had for maybe a decade now. It is a big boy, originally fluorescent lights, but I have replaced some of the tubes with LED tubes, so it's part fluorescent lighting, part LED, multiple spectrums. This is a grow table set up on sawhorses with some metal roofing as the base. I like the metal roofing because it won't soak up moisture and get moldy or mushy like plywood and grow mold. These are boot trays from Menards. I bought them on sale when they were $10 or $12. I like starting my seeds in large trays with dividers, and then I'll prick out the individual plants. Kind of smells down here because, like most people, I have my fall bulbs that I never planted, and some of the alliums started to rot. So I threw away the rotten ones. This one still had some rottenness on it. Half of it's hard. We'll see if it grows. I'll be putting those in pots and putting them in the garage while it's still cold out here. As well as some other seeds and bulbs that I have for my spring indoor planting. Let's get started. They're cedar and pine pieces of wood, and I just cut them roughly to the shape of the tray. And you can see from previous years that I've tried to label each compartment with the seed that was in it. I wouldn't recommend it because it normally just fades away and becomes illegible, especially when you start watering. The watering leaves marks and kind of washes away the pencil marker. When the light mover gets to the other side this time, I'm going to turn it off. Let's see what seeds I have here. Well, I have some Nicotiana, probably Sylvestris, that I saved from who knows how long ago. Going to be trying to see if those germinate. Some seeds I bought at the Garden Expo this year are this Hens and Chicks poppy, fern leaf lavender, which I'm not sure I've grown before, moonflower, because I have lots of trellises in the garden that I guess eventually you will see. There's one of the trellises you can kind of see amongst all the clutter in the basement, and all the lovely flower pots I have in winter storage. They just keep going. All the pots. Okay, the grow light. Just go over there and turn it off. Now this is just a heavy peat. Let's see here. Berger BM7 soil mix. This is something I tried new last year after the Pro Mix stopped being carried at Menards. I used to use that because it's a peat and perlite mix. That was pretty sterile for seed starting. This is very similar, and it's what I'll be using this year for my seed starting. You can see it's very fine. Doesn't have a lot of large sticks or large pieces of stuff that lots of companies like to use as filler, which is nice for the small seeds not to be able to make good contact and germinate well. If I was prepared, I would have grabbed one of my scoops which I will do now. Here's a scoop that I use for shoveling charcoal into the grill usually. Comes in handy for seed starting as well. I believe I bought it at Fleet Farm, just an aluminum scoop. If I'm talking too much, please tell me to shut up in the comment section. I really have abandoned my YouTube channel. I know there are a few hundred subscribers, I believe. I stopped making videos when YouTube changed their monetization settings, and have just recently decided I'd try and give it a go again. But this time, mostly documenting my gardening. Let's take you off here. So there we have 8 compartments per boot tray, 16 total, and now I can start 16 different seeds. Things that I know do well with being on a heat mat, I'll do more on one and have the heat mat on that one, and things I know germinate relatively easily. With the fluorescent lights on this grow light, that gives off more heat, so it's usually not a huge problem in this in my basement, which usually stays around 63 degrees in the winter or early spring. So just the heat from the heat lamp also helps things to germinate. Ooh. We also do look what I found locally. This is from Fleet Farm, orange and white, which I often get confused with Blaine's Farm in Fleet, which is also in the area, and just colorette dahlias that I haven't grown before. Well, I've grown one colorette style dahlia before, but this is an assorted pack, and I thought it was a great deal at $12 or $14. This diamond head I saw at my local greenhouse. Look at that size bulb. This is the size of my hand. That bulb in there is just massive. I couldn't pass it up, and there's 2 heads. It looks like there's 2 round parts. Possibly this could just be the just a root mass, but still, the size of that, it's insane. And then I found at Menards black stem elephant ear. My favorite lily. It's just a really cool, fun thing to grow. Glory lily. They look so exotic. Kind of hard to describe how cool they are. And then black magic. Most years I grow a lot of elephant ears because they take up a lot of nitrogen really fast, and I'll plant them in my pond bog and they'll just grow massive, almost 5 feet tall, in leaves that are that far around. I guess that's what the fish poop will do for you. All right. Lavender. Keep at least 60 to 70 degrees. Well, this label here says Nicotiana labeled Sylvestris. So this must have been a seed that I had saved. I was unsure and guessed that it was Sylvestris. And I showed you earlier some seeds I had saved. Nicotiana likes heat. Gonna sprinkle it. That's more than enough. And we will see what happens with that one. This is a pencil. I'm just going to write 2025 so that I know that it's this year's label. And I'm also going to make a label for it that'll probably stick in the dirt, like I was saying before. You can write unlabeled though. Also write the date, the full date. Tamp in those seeds. What do we got here? Thai basil. Don't believe I have any Thai basils. Actually I might. Some things that I want to make sure to start are Verbena bonarensis and I really wanted poppies this year.
This is fern leaf lavender.
You can see how tiny these seeds are, which also helps with these starting seeds this way. It works well for small seeds. Larger seeds like castor bean or something like corn, if you don't know what castor bean looks like. And that's all of the lavender. I will just tap those seeds in. Sometimes I will take a sift of some of the soil media and just go over the top, just so you know that they're covered. A lot of these small seeds, you don't need a lot of top coverage on them. They just need to be making basically sprinkled on top. Something like cardinal climber should probably be planted on the outside because they will start to grow up if you're late to pricking them out. What else do we got here? I will plant some of these poppies. Hens and chicks. Hens and chickens. This had enough seed in it where I have enough in case these fail. I can come back and try again. I also have purple hyacinth bean, cardinal flower, which the hummingbirds absolutely love this. And I have mammoth basil, which are pretty expensive when you're buying the individual plant and hard to come by. So I was excited when I saw this seed packet available. Hopefully it's as mammoth as the stuff I was buying as ready-made plants, ready-grown nursery plants. Unlike Genovese basil, which I find to be more licoricey, I really enjoyed the aromatic, more floral than licorice, closer to Thai basil flavor of the mammoth basil that I had bought in the past. And this is two M's in mammoth. Again, just the name and date, and then I'm going to come back with a label that I can stick in the soil as well. Now when you prick these out, you need a label for the individual pot too, in most cases, which out of yours I'll just use a silver Sharpie and write on the black plastic what I put in it. Mammoth basil. Make sure I get the right compartment. I'm just evenly eyeballing the spacing. Another way to do this is to get some dry sand and mix the sand with your smaller seeds, and then you have a visual of how dense you're putting down the sand. Should be enough for me. I think I'm going to come back and put some, not perlite, but vermiculite over the top of these seeds, just to give them a slight bit of cover. And I heard that, I believe fungus gnats don't like the sharpness of vermiculite quite as much as the cozy comforts of all this peat moss, damp peat moss. What's next? I'm going to go through my seeds and see if there's anything that I'd like to grow. Okay, I found some of my collected seeds from the last 2 years. I've tried throwing out, tried to start the process of throwing out my older seeds. And when I tell you it smells bad down here, it really does, because I allowed some of my alliums to rot, because I didn't plant them in the fall. Let's see what we got here. Heliotrope 2024. Yes. Till next time.